You cannot tell me that God is not real.
Sure I can. God isn't real. See? That was easy.
I'm sitting in a parking lot. I turn my head and I see two guys smoking and drinking.
Drinking and driving is dangerous. If it looked like they were about to do that, then I'd certainly say you could say something to them. You might save a life.
And all of a sudden I hear God say to me, back pain.
Well, there's a problem there, Gabe, and it's one of consistency, because it seems that your all-powerful, all-knowing God has for some reason determined it to be more in keeping with its immutable and loving nature to ignore the pleas of devoutly believing children who are starving to death around the world in favor of telling you that a random stranger in a car sitting next to you may or may not be suffering from back pain.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I am not about to do this right now.
Yeah, approaching strangers in their car with that whacked out look in your eyes would not be advisable.
I step out of the car and I knew it was the one on the right, but I was too afraid to say.
Likely because you had no evidence to back up your knowledge claim.
And so I said, hey, do any of y'all have back pain?
Well, Gabe, seeing as how about 80% of Americans experience back problems at least once in their lifetime, and roughly 8% of the global population, which is about 642 million people, almost double the population of the US, suffer from chronic back pain, the odds are that any person you ask is likely going to say yes, and those odds go up exponentially the greater the age of the person asked. But that's also ignoring the very real possibility that you previously saw the person that you approached and already suspected that they had back trouble and figured you'd take the opportunity to validate your own beliefs by approaching them.
And of course the one on the right says, yeah man, I have back pain.
Huh, what are the odds?
He said it confused because he's like, what is this kid doing?
So would I, and the fact that you recognized that and even empathized with the stranger and still did it anyway is somewhat concerning behavior.
And so I was like, bro, God told me you have back pain.
Random strangers, possible back pain, devout believing children starving to death all around the world. There's that problem of inconsistency again, bud.
Can I pray for you? And he's like, as long as you don't touch me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a stranger coming up and putting hands on me either.
And I said, all right. So I began to pray for him. I said amen. And I stepped back in the car. I can't tell you 100% if it's healed or not.
Hold up. So you claim God told you that a random stranger had back pain, you then went over and prayed over the person and you don't even know if it worked? Then how could you possibly be able to claim that any of it was real and not just a fabrication in your own mind? You ostensibly did an experiment and then just walked away from your conclusion.
But I saw him stretching and I thought he said it feels a lot better.
You thought he said that, or did he actually say that? You said that you walked away and you had no idea if it worked, and now you saw him stretching and you think it may have worked. This is why you don't interrupt an experiment before the end. You literally could have had the evidence that we keep asking for and you just dipped out.
So guys, God is real. Crazy.
No, it isn't, and you just might be. Next time, stick around to see if your conclusion validates your hypothesis. Faith won't get you anywhere, but evidence will always seal the deal. Until then, this wasn't evidence for the existence of God. This was just a claim that you made sitting in your car, and we can't even eliminate the possibility that the entire story is a complete fabrication. So in all honesty, no one has any business taking you seriously. Be safe, be excellent to each other. I'll see you next time.